accelerate this?
Okay. Left.
Science.
Right.
This way
No, you
to
want
make
right.
it go that way. The other
That
way.
goes back.
Oh my, that's magic. Look at that.
This is what happens when I do know you. I give you a really hard time.
All right, so my topic is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the currency of drugs, assassinations, and oddly enough, pizza. Today we'll look at the validity of Bitcoin as a nationally accepted currency. As a computer science major with a focus in security, Bitcoin's explosive growth in the last 7 years has interested me, as it is now poised to revolutionize the world of online transactions. So Bitcoin is an online cryptocurrency which found its roots on the deep web, a place full of tech-savvy criminals where its primary use is to purchase untraceable firearms, drugs, and death. Which, that's actually a thing, by the way. That's a website on the deep web where there's a hit list out on Barack Obama. That's nice. However, Bitcoin is becoming increasingly prevalent in everyday life as restaurants and stores are adopting Bitcoin as acceptable methods of payment. The increasing attention Bitcoin continues to receive has led many people to ask, what is Bitcoin? To answer this question, I'll show the original video that sparked public awareness of Bitcoin.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Bitcoins are generated all over the internet by anybody running a free application called a Bitcoin miner. Mining requires a certain amount of work for each block of coins. This amount is automatically adjusted by the network such that Bitcoins are always created at a predictable and limited rate. Your Bitcoins are stored in your digital wallet, which might look familiar if you use online banking. When you transfer Bitcoins, an electronic signature is added. After a few minutes, the transaction is verified by a miner and permanently and anonymously stored in the network. The Bitcoin software is completely open source and anybody can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Let's look at some examples of how Bitcoins are already used today. You can purchase video games, gifts, books, servers, and alpaca socks. Several currency exchanges exist where you can trade your Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Bitcoins are a great way for small businesses and freelancers to get noticed. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them. There are no chargebacks or fees, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy.
So that is the video that sort of sparked public awareness on Bitcoin. It has over 14 million views on YouTube, and this was sort of, it was like, hey, Bitcoin's actually a thing. So the conception behind Bitcoin. According to Satoshi Nakamoto, which is an alias of the person or people who created Bitcoin, the abstract was this idea that they wanted to create a pure peer-to-peer network, which means no third-party interactions. Essentially, Bitcoin eliminated the need for third-party financial institutions. So, because Bitcoin eliminates the need for third-party involvement, vendors receive payment directly from the So third-party financial institutions process your online payments and make sure that your money reaches the vendor. This causes goods to have their prices jacked up to compensate for the fee of using a third-party institution. So Bitcoin eliminates the need for this third-party involvement because vendors receive payment directly from the buyers, wallet without sacrificing any security. So Bitcoin naturally mitigates the risk of identity theft and fraud, as wallet addresses are completely anonymous. Purchases can be made without attaching any personal information, and transactions between addresses are recorded into a public ledger, which is secured with military-grade encryption. So the cons of Bitcoin, there are cons, however. A few common risks include unforeseen technical flaws. Deflation that Bitcoin comes built in. The inflation that Bitcoin has built into its model, and losing your wallet. So technical difficulties happen all the time, especially with computers. As with all programs, there's always the risk of an undiscovered flaw in the code, which could be leveraged to exploit and disrupt the system in unforeseen ways. Deflation. Deflation increases the value of money, which under normal circumstances is good. However, Bitcoin, this limits the amount of Bitcoins that can be in circulation, which causes prices to fluctuate as there is little incentive for consumers to spend their Bitcoin, as generally you want to buy low, sell high, and they just hold till prices peak. So losing your wallet. As the video explained, your Bitcoins are stored with wallets. Now, since it's all stored on a digital platform, there is risk of a virus, there's risk that a virus could infect your computer, or that your hard drive crashes, this is where you lose all of your Bitcoins and you'd be screwed, basically. You'd have to back up your Bitcoins, and that's the whole thing. So with increased security and the ability to cut third parties out of the picture, Bitcoin seems like the currency of the future. However, until the restriction on the amount of Bitcoins allowed in circulation gets fixed, and an incentive is created that compels people to spend, which would reduce market stagnance. I don't see Bitcoin evolving any further, though I do look forward to what Bitcoin has in store for the future.
Okay. Tyler, you'll get your feedback later. Unless those who don't have a class mind sharing, go for it.
I have a question.
Yes, dear.
I don't think we're doing speeches after fall break.
Are you Emily?
Yes.
She said just get as many in as we can.
Okay, so I just know I'm in the middle, it says exam.
Can I talk to her about it and she'll get with you? Okay.
Just like a really quick delivery thing.
Go for it.
When there's a topic like Bitcoin,